Definition. The parts of speech are the primary categories of words according to their function in a sentence. English has 7 main parts of speech. We'll look at a brief overview of each below, continue on to their individual chapters to learn more about them. Nouns. Nouns are words that identify or name people, places, or things. Nouns can function as the subject of a clause or sentence, an object of a verb, or an object of a preposition. Words like cat, book, table, girl, and plane are all nouns. Pronouns. Pronouns are words that represent nouns, people, places, or things. Grammatically, pronouns are used in the same ways as nouns. They can function as subjects or objects. Common pronouns include I, you, she, him, it, everyone, and somebody. Verbs. Verbs are words that describe the actions or states of being of people, animals, places, or things. Verbs function as the root of what's called the predicate, which is required along with the subject to form a complete sentence. Therefore, every sentence must include at least one verb. Verbs include action words like run, walk, write, or sing, as well as words describing states of being such as be, seem, feel, or sound. Adjectives. Adjectives are words that modify, add description to nouns and occasionally pronouns. They can be a part of either the subject or the predicate. Common adjectives are red, blue, fast, slow, big, tall, and wide. Adverbs. Adverbs are words that modify verbs, adjectives, other adverbs, or even entire clauses. Depending on what they modify and how, adverbs can appear anywhere in the sentence. Adverbs are commonly formed from adjectives by adding "ly" to the end, as in slowly, quickly, widely, beautifully, or commonly. Prepositions. Prepositions are words that express a relationship between a noun or pronoun known as the object of the preposition and another part of the sentence. Together, these form prepositional phrases which can function as adjectives or as adverbs in a sentence. Some examples of prepositional phrases are on the table, in the shed, and across the field. The prepositions are in bold. Conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that connect other words, phrases, or clauses, expressing a specific kind of relationship between the two or more elements. The most common conjunctions are the coordinating conjunctions, and, but, or, nor, for, so, and yet. Other parts of speech. In addition to the 7 parts of speech above, there are several other groupings of words that do not neatly fit into any one specific category: particles, articles, determiners, gerunds, and interjections. Many of these share characteristics with one or more of the 7 primary categories. For example, determiners are similar in many ways to adjectives, but they are not completely the same, and most particles are identical in appearance to prepositions but have different grammatical functions. Because they are harder to classify in comparison to the 7 primary categories above, they've been grouped together in this guide under the general category Other Parts of Speech. Nouns. Definition. Nouns are words that indicate a person, place, or thing. In a sentence, nouns can function as the subject or the object of a verb or preposition. Nouns can also follow linking verbs to rename or re-identify the subject of a sentence or clause. These are known as predicate nouns. The subject. The subject in a sentence or clause is the person or thing doing, performing, or controlling the action of the verb. For example, the dog chased. Chase. Mary reads its tail. The noun dog is performing the action of the verb. A book every week. The proper noun Mary is performing the action of the verb read. Objects. Grammatical objects have 3 grammatical roles: the direct object of a verb, the indirect object of a verb, or the object of a preposition. Direct objects. Direct objects are what receive. For example, the dog chased the action of the verb in a sentence or clause. Its tail. The noun tail is receiving the action of the verb chase. Mary reads. Verb read. A book every week. The noun book is receiving the action of the. Indirect objects. An indirect object is the person or thing who receives the direct object of the verb. For instance, Please pass. Jeremy the salt. The proper noun Jeremy is receiving the direct object salt, which receives the action of the verb pass. I sent. The company an application for the job. The noun company is receiving the direct object application, which receives the action of the verb sent. Objects of prepositions. Nouns are also used after prepositions to create prepositional phrases. When a noun is part of a prepositional phrase, it is known as the object of the preposition. For example, your backpack is under the table. The noun table is the object of the preposition under, which creates the prepositional phrase under the table. I am looking for work. The noun work is the object of the preposition for, which creates the prepositional phrase for work. Predicate nouns. Nouns that follow linking verbs are known as predicate nouns, sometimes known as predicative nouns. These serve to rename or re-identify the subject. If the noun is accompanied by any direct modifiers such as articles, adjectives, or prepositional phrases, the entire noun phrase acts predicatively. For example, love is a virtue. The noun phrase a virtue follows the linking verb as to rename the subject love. Tommy seems like a real bully. The noun phrase a real bully follows the linking verb seems to rename the subject Tommy. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. The noun phrase a blessing in disguise follows the linking verb as to rename the subject this. Go to the section on subject complements in the part of the guide that covers syntax to learn more about predicate nouns. Categories of nouns. There are many different kinds of nouns, and it's important to know the different way each type can be used in a sentence. Below, we'll briefly look at the different categories of nouns. You can explore the individual sections to learn more about each. Common and proper nouns. Nouns that identify general people, places, or things are called common nouns. They name or identify that which is common among others. Proper nouns, on the other hand, are used to identify an absolutely unique person, place, or thing, and they are signified by capital letters, no matter where they appear in a sentence. Common nouns. He sat on the chair. I live in a city. Proper nouns. Go find Jeff and tell him dinner is ready. I'll have a Pepsi, please. We met some people. Prince William is adored by many. Nouns of address. Nouns of address are used in direct speech to identify the person or group being directly spoken to, or to get that person's attention. Like interjections, they are grammatically unrelated to the rest of the sentence. They don't modify or affect any other part of it. For example, James, first need you to help me with the dishes. Can I have some money, Mom? This, class, is the video I was telling you about. Sorry, Mr. President, I didn't see you there. Concrete and abstract nouns. Concrete nouns name people, places, animals, or things that are physically tangible. That is, they can be seen or touched, or have some physical properties. Proper nouns are also usually concrete, as they describe unique people, places, or things that are also tangible. For example, table, rocks, lake, countries, people, Africa, MacBook. Jonathan abstract nouns, as their name implies, name intangible things, such as concepts, ideas, feelings, characteristics, attributes, etc. For instance, love, hate, decency, conversation, emotion. Countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns, also known as count nouns, are nouns that can be considered as individual, separable items, which means that we are able to count them with numbers. We can have 1, 2, 5, 15, 100, and so on. We can also use them with the indefinite articles a and in, which signify a single person or thing, or with the plural form of the noun. Single countable nouns, plural countable nouns. A cup, an ambulance, a phone, 2 cups, several ambulances, 10 phones. Countable nouns contrast with uncountable nouns, also known as non-count or mass nouns, which cannot be separated and counted as individual units or elements. Uncountable nouns cannot take an indefinite article a, and nor can they be made plural. Check mark correct. Would you like tea? Do you have any information? Multiply incorrect. Would you like a tea? Do you have an information? We bought new camping equipment. We bought new camping equipments. Collective nouns. Collective nouns are nouns that refer to a collection or group of multiple people, animals, or things. However, even though collective nouns refer to multiple individuals, they still function as singular nouns in a sentence. This is because they still are technically referring to one thing, the group as a whole. For example, the flock of birds flew south for the winter. The organization voted to revoke the rules that it had previously approved. The set of tablecloths had disappeared. Quote. Attributive nouns, noun adjuncts. Attributive nouns, also called noun adjuncts, are nouns that are used to modify other nouns. The resulting phrase is called a compound noun. For example, the boy played with his toy soldier. In this sentence, toy is the noun adjunct and it modifies the word soldier, creating the compound noun toy soldier. To learn more about attributive nouns, go to the section on adjuncts in the chapter on the predicate. Compound nouns. A compound noun is a noun composed of two or more words working together as a single unit to name a person, place, or thing. Compound nouns are usually made up of two nouns, an adjective and a noun. Water plus bottle equals water bottle, a bottle used for water. Dining plus room equals dining room, a room used for dining. Bag plus pack equals backpack, a pack you wear on your back. Police plus man equals policeman, a police officer who is a man. Noun phrases. A noun phrase is a group of two or more words that function together as a noun in a sentence. Noun phrases consist of a noun and other words that modify the noun. For example, he brought the shovel. With the blue handle. In this sentence, the shovel with the blue handle is a noun phrase. It collectively acts as a noun while providing modifying words for the head noun, shovel. The modifiers are the and with the blue handle. Nominalization, creating nouns. Nominalization refers to the creation of a noun from verbs or adjectives. When nouns are created from other parts of speech, it is usually through the use of suffixes. For example, my fiancé is an actor. The verb act becomes the noun actor. His acceptance of the position was received warmly. The verb accept becomes the noun acceptance. The hardness of diamond makes it a great material for cutting tools. The adjective hard becomes the noun hardness. This project will be fraught with difficulty. The adjective difficult becomes the noun difficulty. Quiz. Answers start on page 610. 1. A noun can be which of the following? A. The subject. B. An object. C. Predicative. D. A and B. A, B and C. F. All of the above. 2. What category of nouns is used to identify the person or group being directly spoken to? A. Common nouns. B. Nouns of address. C. Attributive nouns. D. Abstract nouns. 3. Identify the type of noun, in bold, used in the following sentence. Your indifference is not acceptable. A. Proper noun. B. Countable noun. C. Collective noun. D. Abstract noun. 4. What category of nouns is used to modify other nouns? A. Common nouns. B. Nouns of address. C. Attributive nouns. D. Abstract nouns. 5. Which of the following is commonly used to create a noun from a verb or adjective? A. Prefix. B. Suffix. C. Attributive noun. D. Predicative noun. Common and proper nouns. Nouns fall into one of two broad categories: common nouns and proper nouns. Common nouns. All nouns serve to name a person, place, or thing. Those that identify general people, places, or things are called common nouns. They name that which is common among others. For example, he sat on the chair. I live in a city. We met some people. She went into politics. Our teacher is angry. Let's go down to the lake. Proper nouns. Proper nouns, on the other hand, are used to identify a unique person, place, or thing. A proper noun names someone or something that is one of a kind, which is signified by the use of a capital letter, no matter where it appears in a sentence. Names. The most common proper nouns are names as of people, places, or events. For example, go find Jeff and tell him dinner is ready. I lived in Cincinnati before I moved to New York. My parents still talk about how great Woodstock was in 1969. Brands. Proper nouns are also used for commercial brands. In this case, the object that's being referred to is not unique in itself, but the brand it belongs to is. For example, pass me the Hellmann's mayonnaise. I'll have a Pepsi, please. My new MacBook is incredibly fast. Appellations. When a person has additional words added to his or her name known as an appellation, this becomes part of the proper noun and is also capitalized. Some linguists distinguish these as proper names rather than proper nouns. For example, Prince William is adored by many. Italy was invaded by Attila the Hun in 452. Job titles and familial roles. Many times, a person may be referred to according to a professional title or familial role instead of by name. In this case, the title is being used as a noun of address and is considered a proper noun, even if it would be a common noun in other circumstances. For example, how are you doing, coach? I need your advice, Mr. President. Mom, can you come with me to the playground? Pleased to meet you, doctor. Quiz. Answers start on page 610. 1. Common nouns identify people, places, or things that are blank. A. Especially unique or one of a kind. B. Generic among other similar nouns. C. Addressed by the speaker. D. Uncountable. 2. Things referred to by their brand use. Which kind of nouns? A. Common nouns. B. Proper nouns. 3. Nouns of address are used in the same way as which kind of nouns? A. Common nouns. B. Proper nouns. Nouns of address definition. Nouns of address, technically called vocatives but also known as nominatives of address or nouns of direct address, identify the person or group being directly spoken to. Like interjections, they are grammatically unrelated to the rest of the sentence, that is, they don't modify or affect any other part of it. Instead, they are used to let the listener or reader know who you are addressing or to get that person's attention. For example, James, first need you to help me with the dishes. Can I have some money, Mom? This, class, is the video I was telling you about. Mr. President, I didn't see you there. Hey, guy in the red shirt, can you help me? Punctuation.